Woman History Month have, and what type of job she's doing here in the Yonkers area. Let's talk a little bit as we continue to wind down a little bit. Has the fact that you're working into the gardening community, have any of this have ever had any type of impact on those who are involved in this same line of work or working with you? Have you seen anything that have impacted you over a period of time?
Yes, I have. I have many stories to tell from the gardens. Do you want me to tell you a couple of them? Sure. Okay. We have past 5 years ago. We have two garden members, couple. She was from Puerto Rico. He was from Santo Domingo, Janet and Ramon. And he used to work in a bodega. And by some reason, the job got short. He got lay off. So they were depending on her Social Security check, which was most of it going to the rent. So he said, Lucy, I have a problem at home. Do you think you can give me 2 spaces instead of 1? So what I did is I gave my space to him. So he had 2 spaces. So what he did is he planted up. He took care of those boxes so beautiful. Like, it was like he was creating something. So he has his tomatoes, his peppers, everything grown. And what I was observing was over the summertime, he was to go there almost every day when the things were ripe and take whatever he grew, take it home and cook every day. Wow. And what he did is, because it was like a special situation, he has some spaces in the garden which was only for the cilantro. And what he did was he sold those cilantro to be able to buy rice and oil. So that was a history, wow, a story that is always in my heart, because I'm never gonna forget that. So besides the garden being a place where people go and gather together and talk and do planting, it's more than that. It brings the community together.
It knocks on walls and make people closer.
Yes, it does. It's beautiful.
But that's a beautiful story, though, just to see that out of growing these things, he was able to help himself in a monetary way to put food on the table. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do agree, 100%.
Well, we know that you have done, or Yonkers have done a great job with this type of project. What about the surrounding areas of Yonkers? Let's say like a White Plains or a New Rochelle or a Arsdale. How do they compare to Yonkers in the same type of feel, which is the garden?
Okay, actually, I'm happy that you mentioned that because last Saturday, actually, we went to a summit on the White Plains High School. It was an environmental summit, and Groundwork Yonkers and Greystone were to speak about what impact the community garden has in the community and in the areas. And actually, last Thursday, we had this lady from New Rochelle, Stephanie. She came because she wanted to gather ideas on how to build community garden. What was the pros and cons of a community garden? And like we talk about insurance, who owns the land. The city has to give you support, because without the city support, believe me, there's nothing you can do. We talk about garden members. We talk about so much, having the flyer Spanish and English, because the population is mostly Spanish and English. So she was so happy that she was able to come to Yonkers and use the gardens as a model for her to be able to make their own spaces. So in a way, I say, like, besides making an impact in the Yonkers community, we do an impact outside. So it's good.
Yeah, because it's a job that you have done and the community have done here in Yonkers, the surrounding areas obviously try to come in and learn and build from what you have done in order to take that as a grassroots and start their own program and go for there. And it's good to see also that Yonkers is so friendly in manner to help the other community. What type of feedback have you gotten from her after she left and took it back, these ideas, to her community?
Well, she sent me an email. She said, Lucy, I am so grateful that I met with you, because now I have a better understanding on how to build the community gardens and what things I'm supposed to look for and forward.
That's good to know. Do you think now that the First Lady of the nation, Michelle Obama, is into a situation, recently she had a series of kids visit the White House, and she did some gardening and some planting and stuff like that. Obviously, that was well received in the newspapers and in the media. What is your reaction to something like that, and how much do you think that focus brings the focus in the neighborhood and commitment to the neighborhood in planting and gardening?
Actually, I was so happy when I saw that picture, due to the fact that even the Laura Bush, she spoke about organic vegetables, but everything stood inside the White House and never came out. Now with Michelle Obama talking outside and saying, we need to do this because it's healthy, it's better. So, and she does like community gardens. So I think community garden will be flourishing all over, hopefully all over America, and hopefully people will be eating healthier, and hopefully the city officials will see what kind of impact community garden has, because besides eating healthy and it's good for the environment, you have the community working together as one.
Well, not only that, we're in the springtime now. With the summer coming up, it's very, very important for each and every one of us to eat healthier and know what we're eating. So these type of things is a good education for the youngsters in terms of eating and what is good for them. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do agree. It is.
Let's talk a little bit about the environment. How important the environment is to you, and what is your big commitment to the environment in general?
Well, to me, and hopefully for everybody else, the environment is important, because if we don't live in a clean, beautiful environment, that's not good for us because it's not healthy. We need to do cleanups. We have to get involved. Earth Day is coming soon, April 22nd, please don't forget. So we're going to have cleanups. We're going to go to neighborhoods, working in collaboration with the city of Yonkers. They provide dumpsters. And we're going to go and do our impact. We're going to try to do an impact. But it's not only Lucy, Greystone, and Groundwork. It has to be everybody working together. Because if we don't have a clean environment, most children will keep suffering of asthma. People will still have sick. And eventually, who knows what can happen?
Obviously, just like Lucy mentioned, the environment is something that is extremely, extremely important, and we as humans or people should be committed to keeping it clean and keeping the environment healthy. How important is Earth Day in your estimation?
Earth Day is, believe me, that's one of the greatest impact in the community of Yonkers, because in Yonkers, all the schools, most of them has a project for that day already set up. We at Greystone and Groundwork, we have already projects set up for that day. It's a day that really is like spring is, like it's telling you people life is coming again. So let's take care and do something for it.
And be prepared.
Be prepared.
Well, Lucy, in behalf of the family of the Grapevine, I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to interview you. And we want to say to you, continue success and keep it on with whatever you're doing, because it sounds good to me.
Thank you, and I hope I'm going to be able to keep doing what I like to do.
I think you will.
Thank you.
And again, this is Wallingford Lee saying good night for the Queen's Grapevine and saying to you, we'll see you next time, next week at the same place, the same station. Good night.